Let's bring him in now, one of the stars of TNT's hit show Murder in the First, Ian Anthony Dale. Ian, how are you, man?
I'm great, Paul. Thanks for having me.
Oh, thanks for joining us. And Ian, Murder in the First premiered, big-time ratings. About 5 million people watched the premiere. Talk about what those numbers mean to you.
Well, it's just nice to know that people tuned in to watch our show. We put a lot of love into this show, and it's a product that we can be proud of, and we're just happy people are watching it and enjoying it.
Now, on the show, Ian, you play Lieutenant Jim Cotto. Tell us about your character.
Well, Jim is this young, ambitious lieutenant for the San Francisco Police Department who sort of straddles the line between cop and politician. He aspires to one day be the mayor. As the season unfolds, we'll see how his ambitions can cloud his judgment and get in the way of his relationships. So it's a fun, complex role. I get to be the boss, so can't complain with that.
Definitely, you're the lieutenant, you're the boss, you're in charge, and me and you have something in common. My wife is a cop. I know that your brother is a detective, and I know from time to time you rely on your brother and you talk to your brother about various things dealing with the job that can help you on the show. Talk about that.
Absolutely. I've always been fascinated and interested in what my brother does for a living, and he's always been extremely forthcoming and sharing with me his experiences. And I always tell him, you got to write a book. You should become a crime novelist because some of the things he sees and some of the cases he works on. I mean, they're the stuff of fiction. I mean, everybody asks me, are the shows you work on, are the crime cases, are they similar to what happens in real life? And oftentimes I say, well, that's where they come from. They come from real life. And, so just hearing the stories from my brother and knowing what he goes through, it gives me an inside look into the psychology of people in law enforcement. I'm sure you have the same experience with your wife.
For sure.
It's tough. Definitely. It's a tough job, and they see a lot of difficult things. But, for me, playing a detective, it's such an invaluable resource, and it really makes me feel, well-informed, and it makes me feel authentic in the character.
We're talking to one of the stars of TNT's Murder in the First, Ian Anthony Dale. And make sure you check out Murder in the First each and every Monday, 10 o'clock Eastern on TNT. Now, I heard you say in the previous interviews that you like to play characters who have conflict, who are conflicted. Tell us about that. Tell us why.
Well, it adds a dimension to the character, For Cotto, he has a couple of different complexities. One being, he's sleeping with the district attorney, and it's a relationship that he has to keep very much under wraps. So there'll be some conflicts that arise later on in the season where Cotto has to decide, do I do what's best for the DA and my relationship, or do I do what's best for me? And then also, he's this young lieutenant who's in charge of a bunch of veteran detectives who are much older than him. And so, he wrestles with wanting to be their contemporary, but also having to be the boss and the authoritarian. And so, it just, for a character to have, these issues that he or she is struggling with, it just makes the character that much richer and much more enjoyable to play. It makes them real. And that's why I gravitate towards those types of characters.
Now, as we said, Murder in the First, big-time ratings on TNT right now. Moving forward, tell the fans what they can expect from Murder in the First.
Well, we're going to start to open up the suspect pool, and it's not going to be, entirely clear just who done it, and I think that's part of spinning a grand mystery, and the type of this show that Murder in the First is, it allows the audience to become interactive. It allows them to kind of create their own, suspects, collect their own evidence, make their own theories, and as we get deeper into the case, and into the investigation, the audience is certainly going to be able to become more invested. So, just got to tune in and see what happens.
Fans, we're talking to one of the stars, Murder in the First, TNT's Murder in the First, Ian Anthony Dale, which airs each and every Monday, 10 o'clock Eastern on TNT. Now, of course, you got Murder in the First going on. A lot of great things going on with that, as we said. But you also have some other good news, as you will be a part of Season 4 of CW's hit show, Heart of Dixie. Tell us about that.
Yeah, that role just came about kind of out of the blue, and I'm so excited and happy to be working on that show. I had my first day last Monday. I'm playing a Southern gentleman from a wealthy family in the South, and so kind of a first for me with that type of character, but going to be working on that, and then later this month I'll be heading back to Hawaii to resume work on Hawaii Five-0.
How is it working in Hawaii?
Oh man, it's the best. It's paradise. I absolutely love it, man. It's one of the most magical places in the world for me, and every time I get a chance to go back there, it's just a treat. It's just a treat.
Right. You're a busy man right now. Where do you find time for fun? When does Ian Anthony Dale have fun?
I have fun when I'm working. That's some of the most fun I have. Being on a set is one of my favorite places to be. But in my very limited downtime right now, I've been working on my new house. I just bought my first house, and in the middle of a remodel. So I got plenty of things to keep me busy. I'm spinning quite a few plates right now.
So how is it, man, being a homeowner?
Love it. It's nice to have something that you can call your own and be able to do whatever you want with it. It's kind of a blank canvas, and I love to build furniture, and I love to design, and so I'm just having a ball over here. You have a background in that, correct? I do. Yeah, when I was a kid, I used to skateboard, so I used to build ramps with my father, and I just continued to work with wood and just learn the skills of carpentry throughout my life, and now I just do it for fun. Okay, all right, that's a good thing. You're working on your house, and you're saving yourself a little money there. Since you could do a lot of things yourself, correct? A little bit, yeah, a little bit. It's fun. I've got this. It's funny. My friends are just like, Ian, you just got to buy a few of these things. Otherwise, you're going to be building furniture for the next 10 years. You're not going to be able to furnish your house for 10 years. So, right. I'll find a balance. But I certainly enjoy it. We're talking to one of the stars of Murder in the First on TNT, Ian Anthony Dale. And now, Ian, let's get to some bad news now. The Minnesota Twins. I know you're a Minnesota guy. Your Twins are in last place in the AL Central. It's been 23 years since the Twins won a World Series. How is it being a Twins fan? I'm a diehard Twins fan. I will always be a fan. I check the box score every day. I always want to see how Joe Mauer does. And, you go through some bad years, but, that just comes with the territory of being a diehard fan. I was fortunate to be there when, back in the 90s when they were doing great, and then even back in the last several years when they were division champs, several years in a row. So, the good times will return. Have faith. But what's cool is that they're hosting the All-Star game next weekend or in 2 weeks. So that ought to be cool. And that field, Target Field, is certainly deserving of an event like that. It's such a great place to watch a baseball game. I have. I've been there. I've been there a couple times. Great field. Okay. Yeah. Definitely looks nice. Ian, I know you're on Twitter. I know you're on Instagram. Where can fans connect with you on Twitter and Instagram? At Ian Anthony Dale for both Twitter and Instagram. And I apologize. Okay. I don't post all that often. I'm not real savvy to the whole social network thing. I know I got to get better. Everybody's telling me I got to get better at it, but it's I'm I'm resisting. But yeah, that's the way you can kind of follow what I'm doing.
Okay. You also have a website, right?
I do. I built a website, several years ago. That was, the main purpose of it was, for the purposes of trying to get work. But it's another place where people can go and check out some of my work, and I've got some videos up there, some pictures. It's a little dated, but it still does the job.
So fans, make sure you hit this man up on Twitter at Ian Anthony Dale, Instagram, same name, and also go to his website, iananthonydale.com. And also, make sure you check him out each and every Monday, 10 o'clock Eastern on TNT, Murder in the First, Ian Anthony Dale. Ian, a pleasure talking to you, man. Wish you nothing but the best of luck moving forward. Let's do it again.
I would love to. Thanks for having me, man.